Hi everyone, in this session we are going to learn how to convert fractions to decimals. So let us write down some examples first. So let me just write down some examples first. First I'm going to write down 3 over 50. Then I'm going to write down 5 over 4, and then I'm going to write down 43 over 1000. Okay, first thing what we are going to start with is this fraction is called as a proper fraction. This is a proper fraction where numerator is lesser than the denominator. It is a proper fraction. Where your numerator is more than the denominator, it is improper fraction. So we call it as improper fraction. Yes, this is an improper fraction. And when you have a combination of a whole number and a fraction, it is called as a mixed fraction or a mixed number. You can call anything. You can call it as mixed number or a mixed fraction. So here these are the three types of fractions, and there is one more type of fraction. We call it as one whole. Now you would say one whole is not a fraction, it is one, it's number one. So you cannot say, how can you say that one whole is a fraction? A fraction whose numerator and denominator is same, for example 2 over 2 or 3 over 3 or 5 over 5 or 100 over 100. The fraction where your numerator and denominators are same, they are called as one whole. It's a one whole fraction. Okay, so now we are doing in this section, we are converting fractions to decimals. So how are we going to do that? First you need to understand the basics of that decimals are a fraction whose denominators are multiples of 10, like 10, 100, 1000, and so on. So 10, that means 10 has a power of 1, and this one is also a multiple of 10, that's 10 squared. And this is also a multiple of 10, that can be written as 10 raised to 3 or 10 to the power of 3. So whenever you have fractions whose denominators are multiples of 10, like 10, 100 or 1000 or something, so you can easily convert it into decimals. They are decimals actually. Okay, so let me write down like 6 over 10. For example, you have 6 over 10. You have a multiple of 10 in the denominator, that's 10. So what are we going to do? You're going to write the numerator as it is. Whatever number you have, you write it down as it is, 6. You put a decimal towards the right side of the number and check how many zeros are there attached to 1 in the denominator. There's only 1 0. So you move the decimal 1 slot towards left, and that's it. You are done. You got your answer. That's 0.6. So this is how you convert when you have multiples of 10. Now for example, you have 6 over 100. Now when you have 6 over 100, what are we going to do? Whatever you have a numerator, whatever number you have a numerator, you will write it as it is. You're going to write it as it is, put a decimal towards right, and then check how many zeros are there in the denominator attached to 1. So that's 1 and 2 zeros in the denominator with 1. So we are going to move our decimal 2 slots towards left. So in one slot we already have 6, your decimal comes here, and there's one slot which is empty. Whenever it's empty, we put a 0 there. That means your answer is 0.06. This is how you converted a fraction to a decimal. Okay. Now whenever you have a number, for example 3.5, in this 3.5, this 3 indicates the whole number part always. This is the whole number part. This is the fractional part. What we say, this is a fractional part. That's the fractional part. And this is the decimal point. This is the decimal point. Okay, this can also be written as, this is a whole number part 3, fractional part, it's next after the decimal, it's in tens place, so we are going to write 5/10. This is all, this can be written into a mixed number like this. And if you want to convert back a mixed number to a decimal, it's 3 and you have a decimal, and then 5.5 is 5/10. That's right. Okay, for example, now we are going to do some examples. Let's say, for example, you have 3/50. All right, so when we have 3/50, we are going to multiply it with a 1 whole. Now our denominator is not a multiple of 10. Now if you see, the denominator is not a multiple of 10. It is not 10, it is not 100, it is not 1000. So what are we going to do is, we are going to convert it into a multiple of 10. Like 50 can be converted to 100. How? You're going to multiply with a one whole, a whole fraction. What is a whole fraction? One whole is something where your numerator and denominator is same, right? So you're going to multiply something like this. Now how can we make 50? You need to convert 50 to a multiple of 10, that is 100. So what are we going to multiply to 50? 50 times 2 will give us 100. So the same thing you have to multiply here. That's a 1 whole, 2/2. So 3 times 2 gives you 6, and 50 times 2 gives 100. So that means it is 6/100. So we are going to write the numerator, put a decimal towards right, move 2 slots towards left, and that's your answer. That's 0.06. Okay, we have one more example, 5/4. 5/4 now can be multiplied with what whole number? I need to make the denominator as 100 again. So 4 times what will give me 100? 4 times 25. So I'm going to make my whole as 25/25. So 5 times 25 gives me 125. 4 times 25 is 100. And when you convert it, you write the numerator as it is, 125. Put a decimal towards right. Check how many zeros you have. 2 zeros. Move the decimal 2 slots towards left, and you end up here. That's your answer, 1.25. Done. Okay, if you have a mixed number, 1243/1000. So what do we do here? This is actually a whole number, so you write it as it is. And then you have a decimal point. This is a fractional part, 43/1000. So you write the number as it is, 43. But there are 3 zeros in the denominator. So you put a 0 and then write the 43 from the right hand side. That's your answer, 12.043. So if at all you like this session, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe it with your friends. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.